Welcome back once again to Red Blur Gaming. We're going to get into some more panel lining and finish off a few bits and pieces that we started before. But as per normal, like, subscribe, hit us up, let us know how you're feeling, what you think of what's going on. Tell us all about your hobby and, don't be shy. If you have any questions, queries, qualms, suggestions, feel free to voice them. I definitely want to hear everyone's opinions on what you think. If I can possibly just adjust this slightly so you can actually see what I'm doing, because I'm panel lining, but way too high in the sky where no one can see what I'm up to. That's a little better. Now you can see what I am doing, and it doesn't look like my hands are off with the fairies. But yeah, I'm just getting the rest of these crisis suits panel lined. As you can see, doing his body backpack, getting it all sorted out so that I can move to the next lot of painting, which would be getting the blacks done on this section of the model, getting the gun components painted black. I'm gonna have to go through and try and clean all that up because it's getting a bit leaky, but just going through, ensuring that there's a few other places where I didn't panel line, but I probably should have, just ensuring that the panel lining is done and that I'm happy with what I have, which I am, because that is another one completed. We'll go to the next one. A few of these I did start and then decide that I was going to glue the center sections, their torsos, to their heads. So I've done so and put them down, and there'll be a bit of a break in between. Oh, his knee pad has fallen off again. Well, that might be a different guy. Knee pad down. Knee pad down. We've got knee pad gate. That's going to require another lot of gluing to be done, but before we do that, we will get in and we will make sure that this panel lining is actually completed, and therefore we can actually just put him down to glue and sort out the panel lining problem. Well, sort everything else out as we go. So again, just getting the panel lining in around all the spots, similar spots on every model, similar styles. I've got to do his butt. Huh, that's funny. Similar thoughts, processes, styles. That was the intention of all the panel lining, was to make it somewhat similar, and there we go. I've actually done something that I haven't done on other models. So let's hit this. Oh, that's way too much. We need to clean up some of that with our, if we can get a clean spot on this, like so. Same deal, but I do like the idea of getting that panel liner around there. Now we have actually completed, apart from the butthole, so we might run just a little bit of panel liner around that area, like so. Yeah, arms are coming along too. We've got a few of those nearly complete, so way too much black in there. Bit in there again. We're going to need the old, there we go, try and get some of that off before we whack panel liner on there, spin around, definitely get it in the fingertips, internal grooves and there. And we are trying to make our way through, well, that's a big arm. We were trying to do 1, 2, 3, trying to make sure that we have 6, well 3 of each arm done, because then I can run the 3-man squad as constructed. And I don't have to stress as much about completing, but we go through and we complete them all kind of one at a time type thing. But given how easy this is going ahead, I'm going to suggest I will most likely end up doing what we call batch painting, which will give me the ability to paint multiple models in a row, which is sometimes a handy task to do. Get those fingers nice and mucky. Sometimes a handy task to do. You get in, you get everything painted, and then you can move to the next issue. And you know, as per doing all the, which I was doing, and that's technically what batch painting is, all of the dry brushing in one hit enables, you know, you to have done all the dry brushing for a particular model in a particular time frame, and you don't have to go back and forth and wonder, have I done this, have I done that? So doing it the way I did definitely makes life a little easier. I have gone out just recently, was outside after I had some lunch, and I have primed a few other models which needed to be primed. I need to work on that side too much because I'm not going to actually have much room to do that. But we're going to hit the palm and get these fingers all nice and dirty and get into some of these recesses. As I was saying, sorry, because I'm talking to myself amongst other things, getting some of the models sorted has allowed for, primed has allowed for some other stuff to be done. Let's get in around the base of that, although we're probably going to end up painting all of that black. Anyway, what did I do with the ghostkeel? No, I left that white and then painted the top half black. So yes, definitely worth priming, panel lining that. Yes, so have gone and panel lined, not panel lined because I'm talking about that, primed some lovely models that are were in my collection, meaning that it was a little bit easier to sort out. So I've gone ahead and primed some Fire Warriors that are breaches, and a couple of, excuse me while I try not to burp, doggos. The old doggos, everyone loves a good doggo. Some of this stuff is gotten a little dry because I'm priming, panel lining so much, but oh. But at the same time, we're getting a lot of that off. Lovely. There. And definitely clearing off. And again, we're okay with a bit of gunk because it allows for, apart from when you do that, which you don't need another one, it really smokes the absolute bejeebs out of that. It allows for making the model look a tad old, worn, finished. But yeah, let's try and clean up some of this panel lining spills we've had on these guys as well. We've got double sides there. forward too much. And last one. Just get a bit of that ticked off. Alright, so again, we've got another large collection of bits and pieces that are panel lined. Arms. We may as well keep going. We have, before we do that, let's find this knee pad and glue it back on. So it's not glue, that is. But we're getting very close to actually going and playing our game today. So it's going to be fun. Put that in the right way. I have indeed. Just got to get it to sit there and glue. Panel lining, we're going to do some more of. I've just got to paint a couple of bits and pieces up. But as for everything else, basically the entire army is together at a point, and we have to go through and finish off. We attempted to do some white panel lining. It didn't work. As best as you see, I've kind of spilled it over the edges there, but it got around a lot of other places it did do okay. I'm going to have to try and figure out how to fix all that, whether I go in with a black and just touch it up, try and remove it, because it is so stands out so heavily. Again, we'll run some through some of these under sections around the front of the wing, across the top there, which you can see I've done there, and then in the side panels here, around the backs, and we will highlight the lights, give some driving lights. We haven't got, I actually didn't glue in the front section that would give us a front driving light. But I might put some, I have, if I can get it out here, some technical oxide. I have that, but I also have the technical warpstone green, which I may try and run in. Possibly I will dry brush silver on those spots. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do with these engines, considering that, you know, we've gone the black on there so you can see it. It looks pretty good. But yeah, that's the other stuff we're going to do over the next couple of weeks. Getting closer and closer to completing. As you can see, we have our stand, which has a couple of rocks on it now, which obviously will be continue to be a two-part object, just to make life easy. But yeah, anyway, short, sharp video. Maybe let's just get a few more of these bits and pieces panel lined, and then that's probably going to be the end of it, because I have to go and check on those miniatures that are outside drying off after being primed like the dirty scoundrels they are, with a new colour, because they were all previously primed black, and it's not going to work. Whoop, way too much in there. Around there, I might have to get again. This is why having a whole bunch of earbuds is great, because as you can see, I have gotten rid of excess accidentally. It allows me to get some more off the brush before I go in and hit it with, there we go, colour. Sorry about the cough. That was coming out whether I stopped or not. It's just frustrating, as really is the honesty for me. More than anything, it is annoying, because no one wants to hear me cough on screen. I don't want to hear me cough on camera. So again, sincere apologies for that devilish, terrible, terribly devilish, disgusting coughing on camera and making you all have to hear it. So we've got all 6 non-weapon arms done, so we're just going to hit up all these. Try and hit up all these weapon arms and get that completed, and then that's, you know, weapon arms done. Yes, we've got to go in and do the other pin panel lining. I could go and call it pinstriping, but panel lining on the rest of the crisis suits, i.e. doing the chassis and backs and whatnot. But with all the arms done, at least it is one less issue, one less problem, or one less task to complete, because, you know, you tick things off as you go along when you are building and painting a new army. And especially for me, knowing that, you know, I am recording, this is part of my channel, part of my journey. I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss anything when, oh, there's a lot of panel liner on there. Don't miss anything when I am trying to upload, you know, or even just getting stuff done so that you guys can see that I am not messing about. I am getting into this. I'm actually completing tasks along the way, and so you can see that, yeah, while you are subscribing to my channel, there is constant constant updates being done, and I'm not really fiddle-farting around, because I don't like that, because that's not fair. You should be able to see, you are subscribing to see what I do, you are interested in what I'm doing. You know, I'm trying to keep up to date with everything and make sure you get to see what goes on. You can laugh at my silly little mistakes, which I seem to make quite regularly. Again, they're all fun and games till someone loses an eye, and then it's hilarious. There's another earbud thing down, full of, let's rip into, get some more in his fingers, knees and toes, fingers, shoulders. Excuse the, it popped into my head when I was saying fingers for getting the fist of the Crisis suit coloured in. I was like, oh, let's sing a random song, because I'm not already a big enough weirdo. I'm already sending people crazy and probably scaring off my subscribers with my randomness. Bumpage of the camera accidentally. Let me just get in a little bit in there, and these 3 holes. And there, we actually have completed all, currently 6, completed the arms of all current 6 built Crisis suits with panel lining, which means that can obviously go aside for a second until we go to do the next step, which is obviously the last 3, or the commander, which will have to be done, and there's 3 lots of legs there. 3 torsos, which I'll do at some stage later on this afternoon after my game, which will be played this afternoon. On that note, I also will be able to prime. I'm just looking at realising that I need to blue tack a model together so I can prime him. So I have another 3 Crisis suits, another commander to prime, which again gets us up to 9 and 2. There is another commander to be built and 3 more Crisis suits also to be built. But yeah, apart from that, thank you very much. Don't forget to drop a like and a follow and keep up to date. Appreciate all the support and help. I do have a couple other things I've got to finish off here, which needs to be remembered. I have a pulse accelerator drone. Pathfinders, gotta love them. I will remember to actually do that. And the missile drones for my broadsides. But as I said, there will be photos taken, so there will be a post both on my, oh no, I've done it again, fucking hell. Excuse the French and the language there, just frustration that I've twice in the last week taken a primed model masking tape off the leg base of one of the models I had primed, and have clean snapped it straight off, which is frustrating because now I've got to get it out, the screwdriver, which luckily is right here, and drill a hole in the exact spot where the thing was, so you guys can watch this online. You can watch this now. I'm doing this live. Coming to you live from Red Blur Gaming workstation. As you can see, the fun that never stops. Oh, have I gone too far forward there by the looks of it? I want to be back here. I need to bugger. Hope to God that this doesn't actually hurt the model too much, because I'm digging a nice big hole, which is okay because the model's already, well, also got to have his antenna glue back on, because, you know, that's not an issue in itself. But can we glue him back on without too much of a hassle? I'm going to run this way, hoping to open up the back of the model slightly so I can get in over there. Try and fix that a little bit, because I have absolutely killed that poor guy. Where'd that stand go? Just there. Yeah, he is. Poor fella's copped a bit of a toweling. I need to find the knife. There it is. That is annoying, because now I'm going to have to go ahead and find a different... Oh, shit, how much damage have I done? Not too much, thankfully, which is a bit of a bonus. Hilariously enough, can I dig a bit of a hole over the back there to try and help fix the problem with the base. Look, we might just have to run with it and go with it and hope to God that now that I have created a much bigger gap for the base, I can try and dig a deeper hole without actually doing more damage. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you have to be super careful when you're playing with models. Because again, although I think I have a deep enough hole now. I do. Look at that. Lovely. So we have a hole that will work, but the poor guy got a bit damaged, didn't he? He definitely copped a little bit of a toweling, so we're just going to have to hope to God that that holds. Hold it there for a minute, actually. Oh. But that's all from me. Peace out. Don't forget, as I said, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let us know how your hobbying is going, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.